Hello students, a very good morning to one and all. Welcome to the next lecture of online theory class series of subject Novel Drug Delivery System. I am Mrs. Aarti Majumdar, Associate Professor from the Department of Pharmaceutics, Smriti College of Pharmaceutical Education, Indore. Dear students, in our previous classes, we have studied about what is microencapsulation and what are the various fundamental properties of microencapsulation, including properties of core material and coating material. We have also discussed about what are various coating material used in the process of microencapsulation. In our last lecture, we have discussed about various methods of microencapsulation, and we have also studied about air suspension technique in detail. Dear student, in today's session, we are going to discuss another technique of microencapsulation, that is conservation phase separation method. We have already studied that on the basis of particle size of core materials and the physical state of core material, that is whether they are solids or in liquid state, microencapsulation methods are selected. So, conservation phase separation method. This method is used for the microencapsulation of both liquid and liquid droplets and solid core material. Now, conservation phase separation method. This method basically it can be outlined in 3 steps. In the first step, which is the formation of 3 immiscible phases. When any core material is microencapsulated using conservation phase separation technique, there are basically 3 steps. In the first step, formation of 3 immiscible phases occurs, in which one phase is the core material and second phase is the immiscible coating material or coating polymer, and the third phase is the liquid manufacturing solvent or vehicle. Second step is deposition of coating material onto the surface of core material. Third and the final step is the rigidization of the coating membrane over core material. Dear students, now this first step, which is the formation of immiscible phase. This formation of immiscible phase, this can be brought about by using any one of the principles, such as by changing the temperature of the system or by adding the incompatible polymer, by adding any polymer which is incompatible to the coating polymer, or these formation of immiscible phase or formation of conservate, it can also be brought about by addition of any non-solvent or by addition of any salt, so that the solubility of the coating polymer can be decreased in the solvent, or by polymer-polymer interaction. Okay, let's understand this process in detail. Initially, what happens? The core materials or API, which are to be microencapsulated, they are first dispersed in the homogeneous polymer solution. Polymer solution I am saying because here the solvent for the polymer is liquid manufacturing vehicle, in which the polymer is freely soluble. So initially, polymer coating solution or polymer solution it is present in the homogeneous solution form. So initially, before starting in this process, conservation phase separation technique, there are only 2 phases. One phase is the core particle and another is the homogeneous polymer solution, in which the solvent for polymer is the liquid manufacturing vehicle. Now in the step 1, which is the formation of the immiscible phase. Okay, so in the step 1, because of the various principles which may be due to the change in the temperature, or maybe by the addition of incompatible polymer, or maybe due to the addition of non-solvent, or maybe due to the addition of salt or polymer-polymer interaction, whatever may be the principle, what happens when any of this principle is applied, coating polymer which was initially present as homogeneous solution form, it starts forming some droplets which are called as coalescent droplets. These coalescent droplets are actually phase separated coating polymer in liquid state. Okay, so because of the application of any one of this principle, solubility of the coating polymer in the liquid manufacturing vehicle phase decreases and coating polymer starts separating in the form of small liquid droplets, which are also called as coalescent. This is the step 1. Further, what happens? These formed coalescent droplets, they start arranging themselves over the surface of the core particle. They start absorbing. Due to the absorption of these coalescent droplets, due to the deposition of these coalescent droplets over the core particle surface, a membrane, a liquid coating is formed around the core particles. This deposition of coalescent droplets on the core surface particle, it also continues because of the decrease in the total free energy of the system. As student, we know, as the surface area of the system is increased, total free energy tends to decrease, and also the stability of the system increases. So because this is a simultaneous process, this deposition starts and it continues till the core particle got coated. Now the last step is the rigidization of this polymer coating, which can be done with the help of by the addition of some cross-linking agent, or by desolvation, by the evaporation of the solvent, by desolvation of the system, or maybe due to thermal rigidization can also be done. This results in the formation of microcapsule with the proper smooth coating over the core particle. Now student, let's discuss the phase separation conservation technique with the help of these principles one by one. Okay students, let's study conservation phase separation method by using temperature change. Now this is a temperature composition phase diagram for a binary system, that is for a system containing two phases. Here the coating material, coating polymer, it is present in X. The composition of the polymer coating polymer is X. Okay. Now this is FEG. This FEG is called as phase boundary curve. Now let's consider in this system, when the temperature of this system is decreased from A to B along this arrowed line, the system above this FEG phase boundary curve, it exists as homogeneous single phase if core is not present. Okay, and below this phase boundary decrease, it is reduced from A to B. This system crosses this phase boundary curve at point E and enters in the two-phase region. Okay, in this two-phase region, as soon as the temperatures decrease, liquid polymers, the coating polymers start separating as liquid droplets. As these similar, like in this figure, I have explained you that as soon as coarse-weight droplets are it is none other than the coating polymer. It is the phase separated coated polymer liquid droplet. As soon as these coarse-weight droplets are formed, they start depositing over the core material. If core is present there, so initially the system which is homogeneous in the coating material is present as solution form. When the temperature of this system is reduced to this point B, this curve is crossed at point E and the coating material separates out. It is phase separated in the form of liquid droplets. And if the core material is present in the system, under the conditions, standard condition, mind it students, the condition should be, there are certain optimum conditions which should be present for the process of microencapsulation to occur. Okay, so if the conditions are standard, that is proper agitation conditions are there, proper concentration of the polymer should be there. So in this condition, if the core is present, then these liquid droplets of immiscible polymer which are produced due to the decrease in the temperature, they start depositing over the solid core material. And when desolvation is done, when the solvent is evaporated from the system, due to the gelation of the polymer, rigidization of the coating occurs. So this is the principle when the temperature is the main mechanism, when the change in temperature is the main mechanism for the phase separation of the coating polymer, which is then made available for the deposition over the core particle surface. Now, example of this type of system is the microencapsulation of a drug and acetyl para-aminophenol. Now, in this system, in this process, when an acetyl para-aminophenol is microencapsulated, the coating material used is ethyl cellulose. Standard condition for this coating, the concentration of the coating solution should be 2%. 2% ethyl cellulose is prepared in cyclohexane. Cyclohexane is used as liquid manufacturing solvent. This solution is used as the coating material solution. When the temperature of this system, it is reduced according to this phase diagram, this ethyl cellulose start separating out as liquid droplets, and if the core is present in proper ratio, that is 1:2. 1 is for coating material and 2 is for core material, that is for drug which is to be encapsulated. If this drug is present in the proper concentration, proper ratio, in proper agitation conditions, this ethyl cellulose droplet will start depositing over the acetyl para-aminophenol particles. And then further, after desolvation, after evaporation of the solvent from the system, it results in the formation of microcapsules or ethyl cellulose coated and acetyl para-aminophenol microcapsules. Now, the example of coagulation phase separation method using another principle, that is addition of incompatible polymer, is microencapsulation of methylene blue hydrochloride crystals with the help of 2% solution of ethyl cellulose in toluene. Student, in this example, core particles are methylene blue hydrochloride crystal and the coating coating material is ethyl cellulose in the concentration in the 2% as 2% concentration, and the liquid manufacturing vehicle here is toluene. The concentration of the ratio of core particle to the coating material should be 1:4. Now, when core particle, that is methylene blue crystals, methylene blue hydrochloride crystals are first dispersed in the homogeneous solution of 2% ethyl cellulose in toluene. As soon as initially the system has two phases, one is core material, that is methylene blue hydrochloride, and another is the homogeneous polymer solution, which is 2% ethyl cellulose in toluene. As soon as an incompatible polymer, that is polybutadiene. Polybutadiene is a polymer which is incompatible with ethyl cellulose. When this incompatible polymer is added to this system in the ratio 25 times to that of ethyl cellulose, the ratio of coating polymer and incompatible polymer is 1:25. As soon as this incompatible polymer is added to this system, coating polymer, that is ethyl cellulose, it starts separating out as liquid droplets or coacervates, which start depositing over the methylene blue hydrochloride crystal. And in the same system, if hexane is added, then what happens? Polybutadiene, which was added as an incompatible polymer in the ratio 1:25, that is 25 times of the coating polymer, it is more soluble in hexane as compared to toluene. So most of the extra polybutadiene, it dissolves in hexane and it separates out, and this also results in the rigidization of ethyl cellulose coating. So this is an example of phase separation coacervation method for the microencapsulation of methylene blue hydrochloride crystals by the addition of an incompatible polymer, which is polybutadiene. Another principle used in the coacervation phase separation technique is by the addition of non-solvent. So the example of this principle, which uses this principle as phase separation technique, is microencapsulation of methyl scopolamine micronized state methyl scopolamine hydrobromide. Now this drug can be microencapsulated with the help of, here the coating polymer is 5% cellulose acetate butyrate. This is a coating polymer and its solution is made in the concentration 5% in solvent methyl ethyl ketone. Methyl ethyl ketone is the solvent for coating polymer cellulose acetate butyrate. Now again the drug, it is present in the dispersed condition. Initially the drug, which is methyl scopolamine hydrobromide, it is present in the dispersed state in homogeneous solution of coating polymer. Then as initially the temperature of the system is increased up to 55 degrees Celsius. Now as a non-solvent, which is isopropyl ether, it is added to this system and the temperature is reduced by the addition of non-solvent. The polymer, which is cellulose acetate butyrate, it starts separating out of the system and forms coacervates, which again follow the same procedure as previously we have studied. That next deposition will occur, deposition of the coacervates desolvation of the system. Now, another principle which is used in the coefficient phase separation method is the addition of inorganic salt to the aqueous polymer solution, aqueous coating polymer solution. When any inorganic salt is added to the aqueous solution of polymer, water-soluble polymer, it results phase separation. It induces phase separation of the dissolved polymer by reducing the solubility of polymer in water. Example of this type of system, this principle is microencapsulation of oil-soluble vitamin. This oil-soluble vitamin is first mixed with the corn oil and then it is emulsified in 10% solution of gelatin. Gelatin is water-soluble and 10% of gelatin solution is prepared at 50 degrees Celsius and it is maintained well above its isoelectric point. Now, to this, in this system, gelatin is an emulsion is formed in which the core particle, core phase is the emulsified droplets of vitamin, oil-soluble vitamin, which are emulsified in 10% gelatin. So it results in the formation of oil in water emulsion. So dispersed phase acts as a core phase and dispersion medium contains the coating polymer, which is here 10% gelatin. Now when this system is maintained at 50 degrees Celsius and at this point 20% solution of sodium sulfate. Sodium sulfate is an inorganic salt which is prepared as 20% solution in water. Now when this is added to this system in the ratio of 10:4, that is 10 parts of emulsion, total emulsion, and 4 parts of this 20% solution of sodium sulfate. So as soon as this solution is added to the emulsion, gelatin starts separating out as liquid droplet. It starts forming conservates which are deposited over the oil globule, that is vitamin globule, which is present as dispersed phase. Now further, after when the deposition is completed, again rigidization of this coating is obtained by transferring this system to 7% solution of sodium sulfate and reducing the temperature to 19 degrees Celsius. In this way, oil-soluble vitamin droplets which are previously emulsified to obtain a desired oil globule size, they are emulsified with the help of gelatin and converted into solid. Initially, the core is liquid droplet and after microencapsulation and rigidization of the coating, that is gelatin, we get final solid formulation of microencapsulated oil-soluble vitamin. Then the last principle used in conservation phase separation method is another principle is polymer-polymer interaction. When certain polyelectrolytes, aqueous solution of certain polyelectrolytes having oppositely charged, they come in contact with each other, they interact with each other and result in the phase separation of one of the polymer in the system. Example of this type of interaction, example of this type of phase separation conservation technique is microencapsulation of methyl salicylate. This is again water insoluble. This is an oily material. This again it is first emulsified to get a desired globule size, because the globule size of this methyl salicylate, it It affects the final particle size of the microcapsules which are formed by coating this methyl salicylate with the help of 2% gelatin and 2% gum arabic in water. Now, the emulsion so formed, methyl salicylate is formed in the emulsion in the solution of 2% gelatin and 2% gum arabic. Above this isoelectric point, gelatin remains as positively charged, and whereas gum arabic it remains as negatively charged. So in this way, interaction between the two polymer occurs, which results in the phase separation of the polymer and phase separation of the gelatin, which deposited around the oil globules of methyl salicylate, and further rigidization of this coating result in the formation of the microcapsules. So dear student, today we have studied about what is conservation phase separation method, what is the basic mechanism, basic principle of this technique, and